today we'll be going into the big sister magical girl, that being Himika Mao. So let's get on with the information. Himika Mao is a 13-year-old magical girl. She is 154 centimeters in height, her hair color is brown, while her eyes are red. She comes from Daito Ward in Kamihama City. Himika's soul gem is a red orb located on the belt of her magical girl form. Her weapon is a long spear with a fist at the end that acts as a gun that shoots 1-cent coins too. Her wish to be a magical girl was to cure her father's illness. Himika's wish, rich and doppel, is Bomb. She has known relatives, those being her unnamed father, her unnamed mother who is deceased, and her 3 young sisters and young brothers, also 3. Himio, Himimi, Himiji, Himeka. Himika attends Daito Academy in the 7th grade. Her magical girl element is the fire element and her ability is coin bullets. Redirect the opponent's attention to the shot. A magical girl who drives a hard bargain, the oldest daughter in a family of 8. She helps run the household with her father since her mother passed away. Being with her family makes her as happy as can be. But to make ends meet, she's always scrambling and saving spare change. The double of disillusion, its form, its bonds. The master of this emotion finds a sense of security by entrusting the dormant desires in her heart to her double, which keeps them held in check. It transmutes her ego into a sphere, while her ties and obligations to her family become snakes. Binding it tightly together in place, the sphere yearns for freedom. But the snakes, confirming it have the only things maintaining its form. Were it to release itself free, the sphere would burst and fly away, but the master would never allow that to happen. Himika, 13 years old, is the eldest child in the family of 8, consisting of her father, 4 daughters, and 3 sons. Although they live in a small house and barely manage to get by, the family is very close. Unfortunately, her father went down with a disease and needed time to heal before getting back to work. Himika's younger siblings read about a blue flower that cures all diseases and wanted to get one for their father. However, the flower is from a fairy tale, but Himika did not want to put the enthusiasm of her younger ones down, so she made a white lie and brought a blue flower, which they gave to the father. At first, everyone was happy. The father is touched by the children's consideration and love, and the children's belief their dad will get better. But time is needed to cure disease, and her father began to wallow in despair as he is not recovering and felt that he is disappointing his children, even secretly shedding tears while the younger ones began to argue between themselves. Some believing that the lack of the right amount, some believing that they do not have the right one, and some thinking everything is a hoax. One of the younger brothers berates Himika for giving everyone false hope and causing the family to collapse. The already guilty and heavily pursued Himika broke down and fled from home. As she went, she bumped into Kokoro and began to suffer an emotional breakdown as she apologizes. Kokoro gently advises Himika to release all her pent-out emotions, and she cries her heart out. As she needs a listening ear, the sobbing Himika tells Kokoro of her story and her guilt for tearing the family apart. After listening, Kokoro shares her own family story and tells Himika how she also pent and locked up her emotions for her family and almost broke. It was then a friend told her there is no need to carry everything by herself, and she should let loose now and then. Kokoro took that advice by heart and realized she can see more when she takes a step back, effectively making choices that actually help the family improve their relationship with each other. While she thinks Himika is a good sister, carrying all the burden and penting up emotions is not healthy and she should share them. Himika took Kuroko's advice by heart and managed to not only mend relations, but the bonds of the family became even stronger. Unknown to the girls, Kyubei has eavesdropped on the whole conversation. At last, the family once again is met with difficulty. The long stay in the hospital led to financial crisis, which threatens to tear the family apart. Kyubei approaches Himika and she contracts. Her dad recovers and gets a steady job. We're cleaning all their debts. It is back to scratch for them. Back in the present, Himika is helping out at the flower shop. Konomi is working at and is returning home when she sees Kuroko by chance. They have become close friends since then, and Himika's younger siblings have taken a liking to Kuroko as well. She invites her to her place since she needs tips on knitting, which Kuroko taught her, and the latter accepts the invitation. Back home, the pair are greeted by all the younger siblings and Ayame. It seems the Zelia sisters also have come close friends. Ayame is here since she heard that Himika is familiar with mountains, and she wanted to look for a blue flower which heals all diseases for Konoha and Azuki since they were hospitalized after eating Konoha's cooking. Remembering her past mistakes, Himika manages to convince Ayame that the flower is just a fairy tale, but they can pluck flowers from mountains in gifts for Ayame's sisters. Ayame happily accepts, and Kokoro tags along since she is the actual one familiar with the mountains. Ayame is having a great time with the kids, and Himika smiles happily at how her siblings have matured and are having a great time. She then tells Kokoro about the circumstances under which she contracted and thanks her for being there when she messed it up with the flower. She secretly thinks that Kokoro is like an older sister to her, but this is too embarrassing to say out loud. In the end, they couldn't find any blue flowers, but Himika tells the dejected Ayame that she has a solution. Using the dyeing techniques she learned from Konomi, the 9 of them dyed the white flowers blue. Konoha and Azuki are overjoyed with the gifts and are happy to see Ayame's growth, while Himika manages to earn extra bucks since home-made dye flowers are popular with customers of the flower shop. Her siblings even manage to find a way to dye the flowers rainbows. The story ends with her thinking what is most important is for the family to be together for each other, no matter in good or bad times. Even though her abilities are not quite explained, but it is called coin bullets, which from what it means, it's used to distract opponents and enemies. Her name, Himika, means the sun in Japanese, while her last name, Mao, means truth and tell respectfully. Fact 1. Her illustrator is Papa, artist of The Veranda of Monica, and Magia Report. Fact 2, it took her about 9 months to be a playable character since her first appearance was in Magia Report. Fact 3, Himika Mao's Japanese voice actor is Naomi Ozora, Jessica Shannon in Marvel Disc Wars The Avengers, Sissy in Mahou Girls Pretty Cure, Telu in Sailor Moon Crystal, Black-tailed Prairie Dog in Kenmomo Friends, Charlotte Anada in One Piece, Jihi in The Great Jihi Will Not Be Defeated, and Wano, known for big video game roles, she played Amana Zako in Shin Megami Tensei 5. And that is Himika Mao. Next time, I will talk about the love and Western cowgirl magical girl of her design, and for the boy she likes, Ayami Eri. So see you next time.